at the national level. So Australia has the National Strategy for Disaster Resilience, and that document in a way outlines responsibilities for individuals, for businesses, for different levels of government. And my concern, as a researcher, is whether official government policy place responsibilities on people who may be unable to fulfill them, and why those responsibilities may be unable to be fulfilled. So, for example, government policy makes it very clear, as an individual, it is your responsibility to understand what risks you face, particularly, and to be adequately insured for them. So the government is basically saying our, number one way of mitigating damage is through insurance. There have been many identified problems around insurance, insurance being inadequate, unclear, and so on and so forth. So there is a responsibility on making sure that that the insurance industry is actually regulated and non-exploitative in many ways. And there have been a number of reports, to show that may not be happening in all cases. So if people are saying, if the government is saying people must have insurance, then there must be an adequate insurance industry to fulfill that responsibility. Now, in terms of preparing for disasters, there is a lot of responsibility placed on homeowners to prepare for a disaster. If that responsibility is unfulfilled and the property is rented, then the renter has some responsibility and some rights, but not as many. And earlier this year, before COVID, we've had a number of reports about the unequal relationship between renters and homeowners. In the way that the market was, renters felt unsafe about speaking out about things that were wrong with a property out of fear of being kicked out. Now it's interesting with what happened during COVID is that the government specifically protected renters because they identified them as a vulnerable group.